One of the things we found at the end of the camping season last year was that this fridge definitely most uncool. Well, good morning. This is just going to be a short video about the RV and about getting ready for the spring. And you may ask why we're starting off in the little tiny green car this morning, but that's part of the RV story too.
This morning, we're on our way to the RV shop. We get to pick up the Paseo again today.
It'll be almost like getting a brand new Paseo. So anytime you've got an RV, you need to be prepared for some maintenance. So as we get ready for the spring and camping, there were some things we needed to take care of.
We had a problem with the fridge.
It stayed hot every time I'd try and fill it with food. And the days that we decided we weren't going to worry about it, it was cold as anything.
So it was kind of hit or miss. I tried to track it down and determine if it was when we were just on battery power that it was having problems, or if it was when we were plugged into shore power. It is a 12-volt fridge, so technically it's always running off the batteries. But it was intermittent. There was no rhyme or reason to when it would work and when it wouldn't. So towards the end of the season, we started using a little portable cooler just to make sure we were always covered. But we decided we needed to get that fixed before the camping season started this year.
And so we ended up taking it to our Winnebago service dealer here in Des Moines.
And so we looked up where the certified Winnebago dealer was nearest us, and that was RVOne Superstore on the east side of Des Moines. So we are on our way there to pick up the RV. RVOne is a large national chain. I think they've got about 19 locations around the United States. This one is their nearest location here in the Midwest. And the morning I dropped my motorhome off, there was a lot of folks lined up for spring service. All right, well, we're back in the Paseo and we're rolling. Jeannine's following in the little green car. We picked it up and we're good to go. The couple of maintenance items that we had done were the fridge had been responding intermittently. Sometimes it was working, sometimes it wasn't. And so I'll show you the pictures of what they were able to diagnose there. It was a couple of pinched wires, and that was causing it to be intermittent. And that makes sense to me. And I appreciated the technician walking through. I had him take pictures of each of the steps so that I could understand what it was they had done to repair it. So here's a picture of the two wires that were causing the problems. You can see where they were crimped or bent. So just like your cell phone charging cable, if it gets bent, sometimes that connection is going to be intermittent and not make it through. And that describes what we were seeing. So here's the after picture. You can see the new wires, the red and white, and you can notice that they're braided together to prevent future kinks. The other problem we had was we needed to replace the regulator on our propane tank.
We have a 2-burner gas stove, but sometimes the gas just wasn't getting to those burners.
Towards the end of the season, we did have a problem lighting the stove, and when I turned on the gas at the propane tank, it sounded like the release pressure valve was on. So I had left it shut off for the end of the season. So we replaced the regulator on there, and then they also did a roof check. We had one spot where we had a leak near our roof vent. I noticed right at the end of the year when we did our cleanup, if you take a look up here, the trim around our Max Air vent fan was a little shaky, and so I reinforced it because it was kind of loose. But I didn't notice any leaks or any challenges. While we had the RV in for servicing, it was parked outside. And the RV technician called me back and said, "Sir, do you want me to address the problem with the roof?" And I said, "I don't think there is a problem with the roof. What do you mean?" And he said, well, he had noticed some leakage as that RV had been parked outside for almost a week and there had been some rain. So sure enough, I had them check it out, and they went up and they redid some of the sealing around this vent on the roof. Well, welcome to the top of the Paseo. Up here, there was a couple of things that needed to get addressed, so we did the roof service at the RV. And so you'll notice this caulking, this die-core material here, around this vent and around the max air vent needed to be resealed. And so fortunately they did that before it impacted us while we were on a camping trip. Nice to have that fixed while the RV was already in the shop. I guess it's kind of an advantage when the RV takes a week at the RV dealer to get fixed. It rained, and so they noticed those leaks. Here it's parked inside in the shop. We had not noticed those leaks while we were out last camping season. So if you do own an RV, you have to remember these are tiny homes rolling down bumpy roads from thousands of miles, taking you to exciting places to camp. So don't be stressed out and alarmed by normal wear and tear and maintenance items, but we're ready to go. Looking forward to the spring season. We hope you enjoyed this short video about some of the maintenance we did this spring to get ready for the new year. If you'd like to see a tour of our Winnebago Paseo, I'll put a link up here on the screen. As always, feel free to like and subscribe and comment. Thanks for going on a forward journey with us.